Hello, I'm Ashley Dix, and my real life negotiation that I chose to discuss was um, on June 30th. I was terminated from my job for helping a coworker review and edit her pre screen questions for a position that she had applied for. I met with our VP of HR as well as my regional vice president to discuss the situation. Where it was brought to my attention that there was a quality assurance call that was standard for any kind of phone service in the credit union, where the person reviewing the call saw that we were emailing back and forth about the pre-screen questions, and where I had edited them, sent them back to her, and kind of helped her out with the questions. So in this particular negotiation, the HR representative asked me for my side of the story and what happened. She then explained that from an outside's point of view, it looked like I had helped her with the questions, and then I had typed them for her, which wasn't the case. But she explained why it was a terminatable offense, and that as of that day, I would no longer be employed with the credit union any longer. She asked if there were any questions for her, and so I, asked a few questions, and she gave me the option to send in a rebuttal letter that would allow me to have them reconsider my position for me. So I went ahead and left, went home, took a couple minutes to gather myself, because obviously it's a emotional time for anybody who got fired from a job. So I got home, typed up my rebuttal letter, and in the rebuttal letter, I went ahead and restated everything that I had told the rep. I didn't ask for my position back, but instead I asked for it to look like a resignation versus a termination, because I felt like if I were to ask for my position back, not only would it be hard for me to move up in the company again, but there would be no winning situation for the credit union. There wouldn't be any, their interest wouldn't be fulfilled. So by asking for it to be a resignation allowed me to use them as a reference on future jobs, as well as not have to answer, have you been terminated? The yes answer for the question about being terminated on applications. So about 2 weeks after I submitted my letter, I got a letter back in the mail stating that they went ahead and accepted my request to make it look like a resignation versus a termination, which I feel like satisfied their interest, which was wanting me to no longer work for the credit union based off of, what they felt was best for the credit union. And my needs is having them show me as not being terminated. So overall, the negotiation was successful as far as both parties' interests being met. I got what I wanted. They ultimately got what they wanted. And I feel like even though my ideal situation were to still be employed, that I did get the best possible scenario happen from what could have possibly happened. So overall, in the future, I will use some tactics such as not letting my emotions show, especially in the rebuttal letter, which will, if you're angry, my first response when someone's being rude or angry to me is to get defensive and not keep an open mind. So I feel like by me not having those kind of emotions in my rebuttal letter helped my case. In the meeting where I was terminated, I did have my eyes got a little bit watery and I had a few tears shed. So I'm going to work on hiding my emotions more and just keeping composure in those kind of stressful, negative situations, when not all negotiations are negative, but in those ones that do have those kind of reactions, not to have the first immediate reaction is to get defensive and, start having all these negative thoughts about the company versus, just take a few minutes, go gather yourself, come back, finish whatever needs to be finished. So overall, I was able to use a few theories from the book to help me successfully get what I wanted from this negotiation. Thank you.